Sergio Studios. Extra. Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Sergio Dominguez with another animation production vlog of my animated short, Animated Tour. So again, it's been a couple of months since the last time I've done this. So, been doing other things back and forth, but now I'm spending this specific amount of time working on this cartoon. So I'm at this point in production where I am finally animating the character Bezquo that in a previous video I show how I tried to create this character. Now that I get the dialogue stuff, even though maybe I might re-record a lot of it for quality reasons, I'm now animating this character. And I want to show you a very interesting part of this production because even though I've done hand-drawn animation before, and yeah, this character is going to be, for the most part, hand-drawn as of now, it's an interesting challenge for me in this case because it is really just, how do I hand-draw animate this character? Because I have a lot of options here, but each approach is very different, and since this character is going to be a lot hand-drawn animated for a long amount of time, really, it is an interesting thing that I need to figure out, because it's very technical to animate a character this cartoony for a lot of drawings at a time. And you know, you think there's a simple answer to this, it kind of is, but even then, I'll explain to you in a second on this thing. As you can tell by me flubbing my words, is me just trying to still figure this out as of this recording. So I'm going to show you the first way I am trying to bring this character to life, and that is, I mentioned this in a couple videos before, like with the show and stuff, but it is just drawing him on paper. I'm only doing key poses, like main poses like this one, and like it's a main pose. He was drawn obviously on paper, but with pencil. Then I would outline it in marker, and then I would erase it. And I've done a couple of poses with that kind of method. It is nice, but when I get to the erasing part, it just exhausts my arm, and I'm just like, oh boy, I don't wanna do this for so many drawings, because this cartoon's like, could be between 1 and 5 minutes, I'm not sure, but it is a certain amount of time, and I can't just erase a lot. So I'm trying to find another slightly easier method than what I just said. So another way that try to figure out how is the same method, but instead of erasing the outlines, I would just draw the key poses on with pencil, but instead of outlining it, I get tracing paper and outline that, and then, you know, scan it into Toon Boom, the software that I use to make a lot of my cartoons. You know, it was one of those two ways, and I've done both, as you can see, and those were a couple of key poses, and those are like two ways of the traditional way of trying to animate Bezquo. Traditional way of just drawing, outlining it, scanning into Toon Boom, that kind of thing. But I do want digital ways to do this, and here's one of the two ways. So here are one of the two digital ways of hand drawing this character, and that is with Toon Boom. I would take my Cintiq right here with the Cintiq pen and digitally animated here in Toon Boom. You know, here's a layer of just the key poses. Here, this is the one that's scanned in, and there are some here that are digitally drawn in with Toon Boom and the Cintiq. That was hand drawn scanned. That's hand drawn scanned. Let's see if I can find one. I think let's see. Yep, this one was drawn in Toon Boom. Yeah. So this was drawn in Toon Boom, and it was nice. But the problem was that this version of Toon Boom is so old that when I try to hand draw it into into Toon Boom with Cintiq, the Bezcool character, it would glitch. It would glitch, and it would make the whole experience really uncomfortable. And I've done this method before of animating it in Toon Boom hand-drawn animation-wise with a Cintiq, and I've done a couple animation time lapses of the show, like the celebration animation was that method. But trying to do a lot of it, it would just make the software glitch and make the hand-drawn animation experience uncomfortable. So I was like, I think it is the software, because it's been so long. I got this software back in April 30th, 2007. So I was like, you know what? Let me find another way to hand-draw animate Bezcool digitally, and we'll see how that goes. Which brings up my last so far method of hand-draw animating Bezcool, in this case the digital way, and that is with the free software Krita. So yeah, Krita. I researched like what free hand-drawn animation softwares are there, and one that I hear is the most praised is Krita. So here it is, Krita. This is my little messy layout. Just set this up real quick, and I had to watch a couple of tutorials to understand this, but here are a couple of key poses of Bezcool. They're key poses. In between, I'm gonna have to figure out how, but here it is. A couple of poses. The problem is that the key poses look a little bit rough, which is fine because I can just fix them in Toon Boom. What I do with Krita is I will do the poses, as you can see. Then when I'm done for a certain amount of time doing these key poses, I would render them as still images, right? Then there's a feature in Toon Boom where I can take images and convert them into vector drawings. And when I can do that, these pixel drawings can become vector drawings for Toon Boom. So, the software Toon Boom can convert all this digitally into vectors. So I can take one software to the other by exporting it as a nice quality JPEG. So this does become, converted into vector drawings in Toon Boom. And I lay them out and stuff. These are in pieces because when I color them, I will put them into Toon Boom a little bit more properly in their proper poses. But it is easier to do them in pieces than just rearrange them and layer them and adjust them when I get to the software. So that's why these look really messy, because I'm both new to Krita and I can modify them in Toon Boom when I get to that part of the production, So yeah, it's just poses. It doesn't make sense, but it's supposed to be the key poses of the certain parts of dialogues of the cartoon I'm working on. It's nice. This is a nice hand-drawn animation free software, but there's no feature that I can remember where I can smooth out the outline. That's why it looks a little bit rough compared to me drawing in Toon Boom. There's a smoothness feature. But again, I'm new to this, and maybe I can fix it in Toon Boom, so it's fine. I can maybe use this for key poses or certain key poses and a little bit of in between. So we'll see. I'm still animating this character and figuring him out, but this is the part of production that I'm working on. And this is the part of the production vlog I want to share with you on making this pretty specific short. So yeah, that's it for this little production vlog of this cartoon that I'm still working on, Animated Tour. This is a slow journey. I just got other things that I'm working on, but this cartoon's going to be fun. But it is, again, a Sergio Studios cartoon. These kinds of cartoons are intended to take a long time because, unlike the show, these cartoons are very new, so I gotta work a lot from scratch, and there's no saved assets like the Sergio character and stuff. And it's the kind of project that should take a long time, even though I do want to finish it soon. I got other ideas, but I'm working on whenever I can. It's coming along okay. A little bit's tough, frustrating, but that's what happens when I experiment and work on stuff that I haven't worked on before, as you can see. So I just want to share this moment, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do for now. So again, thank you very much for watching. I am Sergio Dominguez, saying, have an animated day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow me on social media and all that wonderful stuff if you want to. Thank you.